What's up, fellow Gen Xers and enthusiasts? Welcome to Xhale and Rewind, where we're all about celebrating our unique experiences growing up as part of Gen X. We witnessed some truly impactful moments, like the Desert Storm, the Challenger explosion, the tragic passing of Princess Diana, and the death of rock legend Kurt Cobain. But hey, we also saw some truly amazing things like the Berlin Wall coming down, the rise of MTV, the birth of arcades, the launch of the We Are the World video, mixtapes, and playing Oregon Trail on the first school computers. And we are here to share with you just a little bit about what life was like as a Gen Xer. Xhale and Rewind. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Xhale and Rewind, where we take a big hit, guys, and then turn on the cameras and look back at the stuff that made growing up Gen X actually kind of awesome. As always, I'm your boy and your host, Mike.
I'm your co-host, Juju. And if you're new to here, this is where we dive into those nostalgic traditions that might be fading away but deserve a second look.
Hey, that's right, Juju. And today, we are talking about something that's probably soaked every single one of us at some point.
I'm not talking about that water balloon fight your cousins started at the family reunion.
No, we are diving into the Sudsy world of car wash fundraisers, something every Gen Xer knows about. Hey, and later, we're going to explore their sugary counterpart.
Bake sales, baby. The OG crowdfunding platforms before GoFundMe was even a twinkle in someone's eye.
Speaking of which, this episode is brought to you by Towson Glass and Smoke Shop here in Fort Smith on Towson Avenue.
Enough business talk. Let's get wet. Wait, that came out.
Too late. It is on tape forever now. Y'all heard it. All right. So, Juju, when was your first car wash fundraiser experience?
Oh, man. That would be 6th or 7th grade for a church fundraiser. I remember standing on the corner with a poster board sign that just said car wash and letters that kept running because I used the wrong markers.
You learned that one the hard way, huh?
Yes, I sure did.
Classic rookie mistake. Like, you got to use permanent ones.
Learned that the hard way. What about you?
Hey, 5th grade year. Now, we were raising money for a bowling tournament. And I remember we charged like $5 per car. But if you gave us 10, we'd drive that bitch too.
The premium package. So innovative.
Hey, listen. We were entrepreneurs before we even knew what the hell that word meant. But hey, for real, there's something really beautifully simple about car wash fundraisers, y'all. You need almost no startup money, just some soap, sponges, buckets, and a hose.
And a location. Don't forget that part. We partnered with a gas station that let us use their water.
Okay, that is the community part I love, guys. Business that is letting kids use their parking lots, parents donating supplies, and everybody in the community pitching in.
For the listeners who maybe have never organized one, here's how a typical car wash fundraiser works. You split your team into shifts, sign holders out by the road, the soap crew, the rinse team, and the dry squad.
Hey, and whoever has the best personality, they always work the money box.
Which was literally just a shoebox with a slit cut in the top.
Simpler times, y'all. No square readers or Venmo QR codes.
But here's a fun fact for everyone. Car wash fundraisers actually date back to the 1950s when car culture was booming in America. They became super popular in the 60s and 70s along with the rise of youth sports and extracurricular activities needing funding.
Hey, that's right, Juju. And at their peak in the 80s and 90s, listen, y'all, school groups in America were raising an staggering estimated collective $50 million annually through car washes.
That's wow. But what I love is how car wash fundraisers were equal parts money making and team bonding.
Absolutely. Like you'd always end up soaking wet, even if you weren't on that washing team.
Because there's always that one person who thinks it's hilarious to spray everyone with the hose.
Hey, in my defense, it's always really hot, and everyone needs cooling off. I mean,
wait, were you that guy on your team?
I plead the fifth. But hey, you know who I remember most? The people who would pull up in those cars that were already spotless.
Yes, the charity cars. Those wonderful humans who clearly just washed their own vehicle, but came by anyway just to support the cause.
Hey, those are the real MVPs, y'all. Like, sometimes they wouldn't even let you wash your car. Like, they would just hand you $20 and say, good luck with the tournament.
That still gives me the warm fuzzies. I know we joke about these fundraisers, but they taught us some real skills. Customer service, teamwork, money management.
Hey. Plus, that satisfaction of physical work, y'all. Like, you could actually see the results. Dirty cars come in, clean cars come out.
Instant gratification. But we should mention car washing fundraisers have faced some challenges in recent years.
Yeah, like in some places they've been restricted due to water conservation concerns or environmental regulations about soap runoff.
But many groups have adapted with eco-friendly soaps and water-saving techniques.
Hey, speaking of adapting, remember the car wash episode of that one show where they decided to do a bikini car wash to raise some money?
Yeah, such a trope that we definitely do endorse.
Absolutely. Like, real car wash fundraisers were successful because of community support, but hey, college ladies in bikinis don't ever hurt the cause.
Right? But I do remember the creative marketing some teams would use. Like my cousin's soccer team had t-shirts that said, we'll get your rims clean to fund our team dream.
Hey, that's actually pretty good, Juju. Like, we just had those sad handwritten signs. Y'all know.
The soccer moms were behind the slogans, obviously.
All right, so listeners, have you participated in a car fundraiser?
I'm your smoker mascot, Loki. Hit us up on social media with your stories because we want to hear how much you raised. And what's your best techniques? And if you have pictures that won't completely embarrass you, share those too, guys.
Now, if getting soap wasn't your thing, wow, wipe out. There was always another fundraising classic, the bake sale.
Ah, yes. The ultimate test of whose mom could actually bake versus whose mom just stopped at the grocery store on the way.
And everybody knew which was which.
Always. All right, so those plastic grocery store containers, they weren't fooling anyone. But hey, contribution was contribution, right?
True. And there was always that one family that went completely overboard with professional looking stuff.
Yeah. In my school, that was the Hendersons. Like, Mrs. Henderson would show up with these elaborate themed cupcakes that looked like they belonged on a baking competition show.
We had the Martinez family. Their churros were legendary,
Ooh.
but people would specifically come to band cake sales just for those churros.
Man. All right, see? That's smart marketing. Like, you need that signature item that people will still talk about later.
Exactly. But the standard bake sale lineup was pretty consistent. Chocolate chip cookies, brownies, maybe some Rice Krispie treats.
Ooh, and don't forget the lemon bars and those delicious cupcakes with like 3 inches of frosting.
Oh, and everything individually wrapped in plastic wrap that never seemed to come off clean.
Like, hey, the struggle was real, y'all. Like, you'd end up with little pieces of plastic wrap stuck to your brownie.
Added fiber. But seriously, bake sales have a much longer history than car washes. They actually date back to the early 1900s.
That's right. They became popular during World War I when communities, they would hold bake sales to raise money for war efforts.
And then they really took off with the PTA movement in the 1950s and 60s. Schools needed funding for various programs. The bake sales were a way for mothers because it was mostly mothers at that time to contribute.
Yeah, which reflects the gender dynamics of the area, y'all, for sure. Though, I will say, my dad's chocolate fudge was always a hit at any event.
Breaking stereotypes, one fudge batch at a time. But you know what was always weird about bake sales? The pricing.
Man, yes. Like everything was either 50 cents or $1. I mean, it didn't matter what it actually cost to make.
Economic principles did not apply. A cookie that took 10 minutes to make in a triple layer cake that took someone's mom 3 hours. Both $1.
Yes. Like the labor theory of value goes right out the window at a bake sale, y'all.
Absolutely. But here's something interesting. Bake sales have actually become somewhat controversial in recent years.
Yes, like a lot of schools have moved away from them due to concerns about food allergies, dietary restrictions, and even nutrition policies.
Yeah, and many districts now have policies that any food sold during school hours has to meet certain nutritional guidelines, which, let's be honest, most bake sale items don't.
No, not even close, but some schools have adapted with an allergen-free option or even non-food alternatives.
Like what?
So, like, I've seen maker sales where students sell crafts they've made instead of baking goods.
That's actually pretty cool. But I do miss the simplicity of a good bake sale.
Yeah.
There was something so wholesome about it.
Yeah, and the smell. Like, you'd walk into the school and just being hit with that wall of sugary goodness. Oh, my God.
Psychological pricing at its finest.
Right?
You've already reached for your wallet before you even see what's available.
Oh, that's definitely true, Juju. And you always felt like you were getting a good deal. Like, where else could you get a homemade cookie for 50 cents?
Nowhere. And that's another aspect of these old school fundraisers that I love. They were accessible to everyone, even if only had $1. You could participate.
Hey, that's a good point, Juju. Like, modern fundraisers sometimes involve selling expensive items or even asking for these large donations, which sometimes can exclude certain families.
Exactly. Both car washes and bake sales have this beautiful simplicity where everyone could contribute something, whether it was time, supplies, or just buying a cookie.
I mean, community in its purest form, y'all. Listen, do y'all remember when schools would have bake sale competitions between grades or classes?
Yes. The class that raised the most money would get some ridiculous prize, pizza party, extra recess.
I take the pizza party. All right, and then suddenly it wasn't just about fundraising. It was all out war.
The Great Cupcake Battle of 1988. Many sprinkles were lost that day.
You're ridiculous, bro. But seriously, those competitive elements made it more fun.
Totally. And it taught us about working toward collective goals.
Plus, basic business concepts. Like, I definitely learned about profit margins when I realized that the fancy cupcakes with all that extra decorations actually made less money than those simple cookies, and that was because of the cost of ingredients.
Look at you, mini entrepreneur. I just like licking the spoon when my mom made brownies.
Hey, that was also a valid contribution to the process.
So, we've talked about car washes and bake sales separately, but what do these classic fundraisers have in common?
I mean, well, they're both very labor intensive compared to modern fundraising.
That's for sure. Today, you can just set up a digital campaign and blast it out to everyone you know.
Yeah, when it's efficient, but it still lacks that personal touch, y'all.
In the community building aspect, both car washes and bake sales require people to work together, share responsibilities, and interact face-to-face with their supporters.
Yeah, and I also think that there is something significant, y'all, about the fact that you're providing a service or product rather than just asking for money directly.
Yes, you're giving something in return, which feels more like an exchange than charity.
That's right. And that is a crucial distinction. especially for kids. Like, it taught us that you earn money by providing a value.
Such a good point. It's the difference between saying, please donate to our team versus let's wash your car or buy our delicious cookies.
Exactly. But both fundraisers also have their challenges, guys. Like with car washes, you're at the mercy of the weather.
Oh man, nothing worse than planning a car wash and waking up to rain.
The irony, y'all. Hey, and with bake sales, I mean, you have to worry about food spoiling or melting, especially in those warmer months.
My chocolate chip cookies turned into chocolate puddles more than once.
Who made those cookies? Like, they turned into puddles? Alright, anyway, I bet they're so delicious, though.
True. You know what else there's fundraisers had in common? They were visible to the community.
Yeah, that's such an important point, too. Like, when you drive by kids holding car wash signs, or you see a bake sale table, like, it takes on a physical reminder that these programs do need support.
And it gives the community a chance to engage with students and their activities in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely, Juju. Like, I think that there's something missing from online fundraising. You lose that community visibility.
But maybe the answer isn't to abandon these traditional fundraisers, but to update them for modern concerns.
Yeah, like eco-friendly car washes and allergen-conscious bake sales. It's not hard.
Exactly. Keep the community spirit, adapt the methods,
Yeah, I'm all for that. Like, although I would have to ask, if you have to choose between organizing a car wash or a bake sale, which would you pick, Juju?
Ooh, tough one. Think I'd go to the bake sale. Less weather dependency, and I actually enjoy baking and eating. What about you?
All right, so I'd probably go car wash. Like, I like being outdoors, and there's something satisfying about immediate results. Plus, hot chicks in bikinis washing cars, always a plus.
Hey listeners, let us know what you would choose on our social media. Team Car Wash or Team Bakes, and share your fundraising stories with us. We would love to hear about your experiences with these classic events.
Well, we're running out of time, but I think we've covered a lot of sudsy and sugary ground today.
Yeah, we sure have. And while these traditional fundraisers might be less common now, I do think that there is value in remembering and maybe even reviving them.
I completely agree. They brought people together in a way that clicking a donation button just doesn't.
Yeah, and taught valuable skills too, like organization, teamwork, basic economics.
How to avoid water fights during official school functions.
Like, I do maintain my innocence on that one, y'all. Like, it is important life skills all around.
So listeners, maybe next time your kids' team or your community group needs to raise some funds, consider going old school.
Yeah, like break out the sponges or even those mixing bowls and make it happen.
Just maybe check local regulations about water usage or food preparation first.
And always, Juju comes in with the voice of reason.
Someone has to be. Before we go, we want to thank our supporters again. Your contributions keep this show going. No car wash required.
And if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure and hit that like, help us by sharing. And if you haven't subbed up yet, what are you waiting on, guys? Go hit that subscribe button. It really helps us build this community.
Next week, we'll be talking about...
No. They will have to wait to find out. So until then, y'all, I am your boy and your host, Mike.
I'm your co-host, Juju.
And we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.